Hello boys, my name is Coolyoshi. Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD for Nintendo Switch, or I guess walkthrough since I've already played it on Wii. But anyways, in the last episode we did some more crazier things, and well, I guess more or less we just got a couple of heart pieces and then came back. We're gonna start by hitting this save point real quick. We have to get all of these at some point during the game. So we have to hit each one of them, and we do that by talking to it. Do we have a fairy grasshopper here? No, we don't. Bad luck. Yes, I'm going for the entire forest again, even though I shouldn't, because I find it easier to do it that way. Alright. Now, if we come back, there are some slightly tougher enemies in the form of blue bokoblins, which are more better health-wise and do more damage overall. These guys are also not the nicest. They tend to block a lot of stuff for some reason. The idea is to just try to kill them quickly, but it's not easy by any means. I think that's only available, like, as we advance more in the storyline. Yes, we're gonna go for the area, basically the lawn way, and as we do so, we're gonna hit a couple of save points here. Just because the sooner we hit them, the better. We don't have to necessarily save at each one, we just have to talk to them. That's the only requirement we need. Alright, so now we're in this area. This is our first actual item we're getting here. Involves dropping a bomb on a side corridor, and then running up to it. And doing so rewards us with another piece of art. We could have actually gotten this a bit sooner, but it's easier to do it during this second trip, because you're forced to do a second trip, and this just makes it easier. From there, we'll skip the loop around using this, and I guess recheck more stuff, just because, well, again, I mentioned we need all the save points, and some of them we did miss, so we'll basically be exploring some things that we didn't get before. Okay, there's no save point up here. The later plants, as you can see, not only do these Iron Dekubabas take more hits, but they also deal more damage overall, which is not fun. And also, for some reason, now this area is blocked off. We don't know why it happens, but the bomb we can easily break through. And doing so, we reveal a secret entrance here. I forget if there is another item like this later, but... Ooh. Do we have a full... Yeah, okay, we don't. That's not a bad idea to have some fairies. Which is important, because I'm gonna try and not use any potion this time. Oh, excuse me, I think. The only way you can shake these off is basically you have to move very quickly. So if you get stuck like that, like I do, it gets kind of annoying. And since I already did that part, I'm not going to do that. I was literally just checking for save points, which I found none of those, so we can kind of just ignore that area for now. I guess we'll go right next to here. Now, if you are still having trouble finding the gates and a couple of other things, there is actually another way, yes, another way to do this, and also here's where the Keys are, in case you forgot. They have actually moved to this area now, since we played. Because, well, the monsters are back, obviously, and they can't just run around like normal. What I like about these is the game automatically tells you where they are by putting Goddess Butterflies literally right next to them. So really all you have to do is look for that and there's your chow. Just like that. It's not even that bad. Now we have to do a similar thing, except this time we are required to strum at the right weight. What seems to work is just very fast movements, but not too fast, but basically... If you take too long, the flower won't complete itself. And by the way, this is where Fi's flower attack comes from, because a flower is formed in form of a shape when you do the trials. So this activates our first trial. This is where we'll get our final series of items, including the Dusk Relics. But we can only get them here, so we're going to actually do a very weird strategy here. Something here is reacting to our performance of Pharaoh's Courage. I've confirmed the appearance of a strange mark on the ground. Calculate a 90% possibility it's marked as a child gate, as mentioned by the goddess statue we heard from the island sounds. Press your sword into the center. Alright, I am going to take a good look at this setup because you're probably going to see a very weird strategy here. My apologies, by the way, on SotH if it becomes awkward because, well, yeah, we're going to kind of do a lot of stuff here. That's the Yoshi. As accepted, I cannot follow you into this realm, for this trial calls out to your mind alone. This is the nature of the place known as the SotH Realm. These are domains of the spirit accessible only to the goddess Heal. This particular file, SotH Realm, tests the limits of your courage. Your spirit has been temporarily set for your physical body, so you may undertake the challenge. To reach the location that aims that lands you, so it's necessary for you to overcome this trial and overgo spiritual growth. This presents your spirit. This is your spirit vessel. When this vessel is full, it will signify you have successfully completed the trial, allowing your spirit to grow. This in turn will allow the goddess to bestow you with a power. Bless you, their power. To fill the spirit vessel, you need to search for something known as a tear furrow. There are many of them spread across this strange world. Let's Yoshi, do you see the glowing fruit in front of you? This is a tear furrow. You need to collect 50 of them. However, it's not a simple test to see. Your work in this realm is referred to as a trial for good reason. If I take even a single step outside the protected circle you stand in, the guardians of this realm wake up and receive you, master. If a guardian manages to land even a single hit on you, your spirit will shadow and you will fail the trial, but you won't actually take a death. You must collect the tears scattered throughout this area and fill the spirit vessel without being hit by attack. Is that exhalation clear, Master? Do you want to hear my exhalation again? Got it. I'll be eagerly returning your reward in the outside world. So as you mentioned, when we go outside, these guardians will trigger, collect a tear, that makes them DLF. And as you can see, now we have our actual timer. So basically what we just did there, halted the guardian's movement for about 90 seconds, and we have to collect all of them to collect, to say. And we also have this right fruit. This mysterious fruit enables you to see beacons over the position of sacred tears for 30 seconds. This is how we're supposed to get stuff. Now, part of the way we're looking through the stuff is not actually trying to get the tears. In fact, this will be the weirdest strategy you ever seen. This relic. This item is similar in appearance to an outer relic, yet very different. It can only be found in certain places. So this is arguably the hardest item to attain, since you need to do Silent Realms to actually contain it, making it arguably the hardest of the items to attain, ever. It's definitely really annoying, so the way we're going to actually be attaining it is quite a bit different, but to try and stay good to the actual trial, we will make sure to move as fast as we possibly can. I usually don't go for that tier first. There is a better strategy that has you go in for a completely different one later. But yeah. And while you do stuff, there's these pose that'll appear from the side. If you're too close to one and they get a hang of you, they'll then begin chasing you. If you fail to avoid them, they will immediately ruin your spirit, even if you've not lost the full 90 seconds of the trial. And from there, you'll fail the trial immediately. That's the Yoshi. Oh, and we also get this, meanwhile. It's unusual size. This notice the waking wire has certain unique parts. If you make contact for the wake line, the guardians will be immediately arrested. Pulls the waking wire are located throughout the area. I suggest you watch where you step. Now, there are quite a few of these relics here, so my idea is, yes, we're gonna actually walk through them, by the way, on purpose. Because there's a strategy I could use to get this one mostly good. Just run up to it, yeah, see, we can get it easy. Now, the problem is, there are these pose going around here. Some pose are not that hard to avoid. These ones are a lot more annoying. So these are like the lock-on pose. And my least favorite. So, they are essentially alternate waking waters, by the way. If you get their attention and then they see you and actually run up to you close enough, they will also immediately trigger the guardians to appear. That makes it not easy, and as you can see, as we're going around this area, there are multiple of these dust relics to collect. I'm going to purposely avoid that because there's two more in the side right here. In fact, I could just straight up rush all the way up here-ish. Whoa. And yes, if you step inside the Mia area, they'll start chasing you. So I'm going to collect... So my idea for this is to collect about 7 of these, purposely trigger the guardians, and then rock up to them so I can show what happens. And if one of them lands a hit on you, like this, you will immediately die. Not really. Or, I guess more or less, your spirit will fade away, you'll return to the beginning, and Fi will say you failed the trial. As to Yoshi, I can unfortunately confirm you failed to pass the trial. A good strategy is to find but deliberately not pick up the most easily accessible tiers until you are discovered and really need one. Collect the 15 tiers and complete your trial. The first time you fail, I will tell you that, I will give you a tip that you should not collect the most easily accessible tiers until you immediately need one. And, the second time is doing other stuff. And in case you're wondering, yes, I checked up the setup. You need 13 of these dust relics to get all the items, which is why I'll also be showing that so I can confirm how many dust relics I have. I will still be collecting others just for other purposes, but beyond that, my idea is I basically wanted to go ahead and collect as many of those as I could right away, and then after I got enough of those, I would intentionally get caught by the pole, which would force the guardians to attack, and then we would, I would then take a hit from them. Because if you get any dust relics and then fail, which you just saw happen, you actually keep your dust relics, so it can actually be used as a semi-farm. So by doing this specific strategy I just mentioned, I'm going to jump here to try and do a skip because it doesn't really matter. We can just collect this tier and then another tier to immediately reset it, so no reason to even deal with the extra stuff. Except when I kind of fail like that. Honestly, I don't care. Again, you want to fail a bit on purpose. The second time you fail, Fi will tell you that these are marked on the map. And he'll then tell you, you'll have an easier time discovering them if you go out and locate the 13 tiers. We actually, as you saw there, we were able to pick that up previously, so it's not really that hard of a strategy to do. However, because we messed up big time, we ended up failing anyways. Now, in later trials, you can also fire into the lava, but doing so will not kill you or get you discovered. Instead, it'll just respawn you where you last were, just like others, and then that's it. Okay, so now we have around the relics we want. So now we want to actually actively pass the trials. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up and then very quickly jump off. Ooh, we actually got the skip for it. You don't actually have to trigger that guardian. If you land on the log exactly, you will not actually have to worry about the guardian at all. Now, because this is only the first Siren realm, it's mostly straightforward. The only big problem is this Poe and a couple of others. That's when things will get crazy. And they trigger if you're anywhere in their immediate area, making them not easy. If you're fast, you can escape them, but it's not easy by any means. Okay, so now we've collected a couple of tiers. Now we can actually get through some of the stuff. So I'm gonna just walk around, get this here thing right there. Oh, there's no Death Relic there. Now, sometimes the Death Relics will not appear in their designated location, which is a bit obnoxious. I'm gonna ignore that one for now. So this pool you see here, this is one of the more obnoxious areas. I like to nickname it the Trap Pool. Also, this is the area I mentioned where if you get any of the Death Relic items, they have a random chance later on in the game of turning into a different item known as the Goddess Plume. Now, in case you're wondering how to do this, you basically have to run into that area and then immediately walk out. That is a very important idea to remember, because if you don't, then you will kind of get wrecked by the enemies. And that's like one of the bigger traps out there too. Not easy by any means. I believe in a different version, I forgot, but I have gone up to that and there's actually a trap that literally prevents you from leaving. It basically stays there infinitely and you have to basically awaken the guardians at the time, like actually step into the waking water. As far as I'm aware, I don't think something like that exists. That being said, it's still not easy by any means. Okay, so I see that we don't need that. Now, if you are discovered by a Poe and they begin flanking your right, you basically want to hit your dash button, ignore the sneakiness that I'm doing, and basically just run as fast as you possibly can. If you don't do that, then you'll more than likely perish immediately. Let's see here. We need 3 tiers, one of which is up here. If we do the middle strategy, I can actually look around here. One should be over here, the rest should be up top, ideally. Maybe that's not true, I don't know. I'm still kind of new to this, so I won't be surprised if I miss a tier because I completely forgot of this location. But yeah, as you can see, I'm picking up a lot of these Death Relics just so I don't have to do farming later. And yes, I did take intentional deaths to the Guardians, literally just for making sure that we got through the thing. That is it. Now, my idea was to save that tier until the very end, but I also see that there is no other tier yet, so I'm gonna have to use this to find out where it is. It's over there. It's on, I think, the higher top perch or something else. I don't know. I just saw where it is, though. I have only a little bit to look for it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, frick me. It's on the top right. That one area I skipped unintentionally is actually the thing where it is. So, see, now that we have an easily accessible tier, we're going to immediately pick this up because, well, I definitely need one. Okay, there we go. Saved ourselves. Whew! That was close. So I just remembered, yes, we have to go all the way top to that little corner area again. That means technically we're not safe. We have to still avoid other stuff, including these pose. Now, the not terrible pose that I mentioned, the ones that aren't the middle ones, are actually kind of stubborn. They will never see you, even if you move close to them. These ones, if you even get in their range, they will begin hunting you down, and if they catch you, yeah, bad things will happen. And keep in mind that those and the waking water can still catch you, even during these trials. Alright, now we've collected every last tier, so this permanently keeps our thing full, but not necessarily all the way. Like before, if we manage to hit either a low or up, then the Guardians will come for us, so we still have to pass a couple of set of the things. Now, if we had not done this, then done this earlier, we would have had a tier left that we could have picked up later. Now we have to solve a final puzzle, which I can actually skip. If I just go around here, making sure not to run into the waking water, that'd be a terrible idea. And yes, the middle area on the side, that's also waking water, so we have to go around here. Besides, it is a trap. As you can see, if you try and go there, you're kind of screwed. So move here, and we get our thing done now. So now when we get an opportunity to, we should be able to upgrade every single item now. Which is important, because we weren't able to for now. Now, we're not going to actually upgrade most of these things until later. We got the Water Giant Scale, though. This sacred gift left by the goddess grants you the power to explore underwater and even execute a spin maneuver. Whew. My gosh, that was a lot to take in, but there you go. Honestly, that was probably for a new game, this is probably the best way of getting Dust Galaxy, is to just do a lot and then fail the trial. Otherwise, I would have easily done this on the first try, because this first trial is very easy. Congratulations! You've passed the trial. You now have the power to locate the first sacred flame that will enhance your sword. The Water Giant Sail is one of God's sacred gifts. The great speed of the Water Giant has provided you with the ability to swim freely underwater. The flame you seek is somewhere within these woods. Master, I must conclude that this flame is likely in a part of the area you have not explored. Okay. And the Kikwi also makes an appearance. Hello, I see you have a Water Giant Sail there. That's amazing. I heard if you have one, you can swim through the water like a giant soars through the sky. There must be places where you can use it. You could use the water scale to explore areas you couldn't even get to before. Now, by entering into the middle game, you'll see that the area is not necessarily the same as it was before. In addition to blue enemies, you just saw a fat boy go through. If you remember Hyrule Warriors, that is a moblin. Yes, they actually were here in this game. They're actually in multiple other games as well, but this is the first game for them to have their unique appearance. That was a very nice save there. Having to re-throw that again. It was easy enough to get within the time, but also kind of obnoxious that we didn't get it right away. all for a bluebird feather, though. Okay, so now we're finally done with this. We do have a couple of chests and another item to get. So we're gonna go towards the middle of the area. And use our shield movement to just skip these characters. And we also have some bats here now all of a sudden, which we did not have before. Make sure our shield is equipped. But then we're going to immediately unequip it for basically the same reasons. Whenever I dash, I tend to accidentally use the other thing instead. So now, in addition to like doing regular stuff, we also get the ability to do a mysterious dive that allows us to get stuff. This is kind of tricky to control though, since like previous, this is controlled with the motion controls. I'm trying to get this freaking amber out. It's jeez, this is the one thing I hate, by the way, is these particular controls, because for some reason Link just can't seem to move like straight enough in underwater, so I pretty much have to make it really so, otherwise I just miss things. Now, if you take too long it will get more brutal. Particularly if you don't have full air and you run out of it, you'll take damage over and over again, similar to other Zelda games. Interesting that they've not changed that. If we do stay in too long, we'll obviously die, which would make for an interesting death animation. Though not quite as good as some of the other animations we've seen Link done, so we will not be showing that off at all, ideally. Okay, so this next spot is actually kind of trolly if you don't know what you're doing. In fact, a lot of people are still kind of confused what to do, but the idea is if you move these while you have the gust spells equipped and then begin moving it to fire them in a certain way, you can make your character basically move this spot a bit closer, which is really important because without that you can't really do anything else. Fortunately, we failed to get it the first time, no, we have to do it again, and we even failed to get up there. Oh my gosh! Link, please! This is the one big problem I have sometimes. When I fail stuff, it can take a really long time to recover in this game. Alright, now we have this. Because we took too long, too, the other guy before is now in this way. So we had to move him out and then do other stuff. Okay, we finally got up to the spot we wanted to before, which I was hoping to get to a bit sooner, but kind of badness has happened. Is there something here? Nope, nothing but bats. Didn't seem to hear anything drop. Oh, there is a secret up here, which I've never gotten to before, and my gosh, that was so many monster claws. I'm pretty sure I took out the treasure medal too, so I do not have the treasure medal anymore, and yet that happened. Oh boy, this guy is in the worst possible spot ever. Yeah, I think I know what I have to do. I have to first stun him, then walk by. Thankfully, I found the solution pretty straightforward. Not sure if you can get that without a slingshot. And another 300 rupees. Okay, that one was not as bad. Some of the ones that have like other rare treasures, those are not really good chests to find. I did mention, by the way, I was gonna try and locate as many chests as I can. Oh, I keep forgetting I need to press the A button to manually control that. That can get a little bit annoying, forgetting what your button press is. Now, the easier strategy is to not actually do the thing, but instead go over here, with this jerk out of the way, if you hit this other thing as well, that'll get the platforms basically swinging in a specific motion. From there, you could just jump across to both of the areas. The range for that is much easier, by the way, than the other one, so it's definitely much easier to do there. This is really important because getting up here... Oh, I don't know why I blew that. Sometimes I keep forgetting if I even have my bug net on or all. There you see, that's how to deal with the sires. Okay, I have to... Jeez, I didn't even do anything. They're already going after me. Now you can deal with these guys by just doing that. And no bees. These, surprisingly. They probably tried to get... They probably disappeared when they tried to get me elsewhere, and then... Yeah, things kind of happened. There we go. By the way, this first part is indeed required. It's just kind of confusing. As you can see, there's no way to get past this wobble, and now we already showed you how that we might have to face it, but how we're going to face this guy, that's going to be quite interesting. So first you need to cut off a shield, which is simple enough. Thankfully, this area poses as an instant respawn, so if you do get it, you won't go back to the beginning. And from there, you basically just want to chop over and over again, moving back if needed. After a few hits, I'll die. That's his weakness. He has a bigger range than the other characters, but he is not the best at avoiding attacks. So once you can get multiple hits on him, you can just take him out like that. Just spam a lot of attacks, and eventually he'll just die. You can also just lure him away and completely skip him, but... Anyways, most of that was for that save point over there, which you just saw. Now we have more Bakulins to fight. We got Golden Skull for one. That's incredibly rare drop. Alright. I'm still kind of wondering what's doing this soaring, which I find quite interesting. You have reached the top of the tree. From this view, you have a good view of the woods. Perhaps you'll see an area you haven't explored. Oh, there's the noise. Master, look up there. I have confirmed the discovery of a new kiwi. And now syndicates 90% chance that the sounds I've been hearing were the loud slurs of this kiwi. Now we have to waken him. Which we do by bopping him on the head with our bug. What? I'm napping. Ooh, look at that. A real live human. I haven't seen one of you in a while. They used to call me Yerbal, and now I'm just the old Kikui hermit. I watch over the forest here when I'm not napping. Though, how you wandered all the way up here, but let me ask you something. Can you really see me? Yes. So, I'll set you selling that. You know, some Kikuis can't even see me these days. But forget all that nonsense and tell me, what business do as a real live human have in the woods? A flame. This here. You out questing for a flame to enhance your sword, huh? So you can find someone important to you? How about that? A human who could see me and seeks a great flame. Listen, do you promise not to breathe a word about what I'm about to tell you to another soul? I'm serious. Alright, I'll tell you, but whatever. It's a secret to everybody. There's your original Legend of Zelda reference, by the way. The flame that you seek is most likely Pharaoh's flame. Yes, Pharaoh's flame. The story that begins long ago when the goddess was still with us. The goddess gave the flame to a water dragon, and a great spirit sides that were fair in the woods. Here it is, you left the flame in the care of the water dragon, so that day the mighty dragon to pass it on to the one from the sky. You see, I got a hunch that the goddess was talking about you, lad. Well, that settles that. You must seek out the mighty water dragon. The lair is deep in the south of these woods. She watches over the flame here. There's a problem though. The gate leads to the lake is sealed shut by all those dead job worry. Worry, I'll let you in on the trick of opening the gate. To open the gate, you have to channel the power of the goddess into the symbol carved into the doors. It isn't so simple. The symbol is incomplete. To unlock the gate, you must make the symbol whole. The way you'll know that is knowing what the complete symbol should look like first to find the same complete symbol somewhere else in the woods. The gate is down the south, so likely there's a matching symbol up north. Try searching near this X. Yes, got it. Then I wish you safe travels, lad. Wait up. I'm about to mention this earlier, but it's important. Her Excellence, the Water Dragon, is very persnickety about matters, so watch yours. I heard stories of folks who caught her in a fussy mood. They ended up some mid-morning snacks. I probably taste like good chaos, but I'm not in a hurry to become a well meal, so don't let her know I told you about Pharaoh's flame, okay? Oh, and remember, when you're in your hall, you better be on your best hair and be a gracious yes. I'll be here napping if some of my elder wisdom. See you around. Now, they intends you to do another mix puzzle with a couple of other stuff, but remember, this is a walkthrough. I've already played the game, so I already actually know where this is. Though, to confirm my location, I'm first going to use the beetle, because I want to see if I'm near one of the goddess cubes, which I am. Okay. I'm then going to do that thing again, and just move directly down to see where I am. Looks like I'm near the right. So, now that we know that, we're going to attempt to jump off here and then immediately go here. If you land just correctly, you'll be in the outside of this area. However, if you fail, you have a long time to do stuff, and I don't want to waste a lot of time doing this, so to save you some stress, I'll see you back when I'm on the thing. 3+ tries later, I'm back, boys, and we actually landed on the thing this time, so that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and use this on the Goddess Cube, getting, I believe, our 13th one now. We have another one that we also have to get as well. This time, I'm not skipping the run-up, because I want to at least give you an idea of how we're supposed to get back up there after we do the thing. Again, I forgot to press the A button. Jeez, the A button is used for a lot of things, even dodging. If I don't figure out how to dodge, I'm seriously going to be in a bit of a pickle, because I need to know how to dodge. It is very important. I guess I'm just so used to, like, being able to use, like, a different A button or B button to dodge on the Wii, so getting used to this is kind of difficult. Well, I guess if I wanted to, I could practice dying on the Moblin. Now, you can see this one part is why I didn't want to necessarily go back up here, because unless a certain thing happens that makes it easier, we have to do this part again every single time we want to do stuff. I also have to blow away these guys so they won't blow me off. Oh, snuck through though. In case you're wondering why I'm at low hearts, don't worry. It was because of a completely different problem altogether. See, I was trying to get up, and you saw the enemies we had to defeat there earlier. One of them got a cheap hit on me, which is not fun. Oh jeez, they both dropped items. I think that would be a jelly bob, most likely. Oh jeez, I did not notice there was a hive right there, but I didn't anger the bees for some reason, which is really awkward. Okay, the moblin's gone. That's good to know. Even with a reset, he just vanishes, which is good. Okay, we're gonna save here. This is really important, and then we're gonna attempt to do an effect for the next one. This one I'll show more live so I can show you what I was doing, but basically what I was doing is if I messed up, I would just reset. Jeez. Right? Oh! So, the way you get the next item is pretty awkward, and also, that was an idiot move of me. Which means back to the start we go. Now this one isn't as easy. In fact, I believe we will actually have to kill the enemies this time. Thankfully, we do have a slightly faster strategy we can do with the Picolins now. Even if we don't kill them all the way, if we knock them so that they fly off the cliff, then we don't have to deal with them. But yeah, basically every time I fail this from now on, I'm going to try and immediately reload my save file, and doing so spawns me back in the same area, but with my thing that I had just doing stuff. Now, just to confirm... maybe that didn't work, I don't know. Darn it, I'll have to check Refi for a minute, just to see where my thing is. Okay, he does say, according to the thing. So his X is still on there, but I could have sworn I did not see his X anywhere. It was weird. Sad to say, it's been quite a long time since I've done stuff. Now, there is a way to do a different strategy. In fact, you can actually dive here in both of these spots where this thing is, but there's a little problem. If we don't get a loop on the right side in the area where we want to, Link will just fall off like an idiot and not do anything. To actually reach the area, we have to jump off so that it lands in the right spot. For the first one, we have to get it about to right to here, and then float midway through, and there we go. Second try, we did it. There are 3 Goddess Cubes to get this way. That means we have to do this process 3 times to get them all. It's a bit tedious, but it's about the only strategy we have, so... Now that I've seen it once, this is where repetitiveness starts kicking in. I'm gonna see you guys later. Hello, guys. That was actually very good timing for that. We are back at this area. That is the badness area. And now we are here to hopefully get another Goddess Cube. They really start stacking up in the late game, don't they? Anyways, this next guy's cube is located in a similar vicinity. However, instead of... Ooh, actually, maybe it's not an area I expected. I think it... I'm trying to find out. Alright, so this guy's cube is located in a similar facility, except... However, instead of it located near the more left point, it's located more or less in a different spot on the right. Now, this is still the same reset, which means the Bacolans have not respawned yet. So while I wait for this, I'm gonna send this straight down until I can find a good idea where this is. It looks like this hole will be my sort of a look thing. Use this to set it up, and then try to fall right onto the thing again. Thankfully, this time we did it on the first try, so that makes it a bit easier. So hitting that finally reveals the last of the Gaussians, and now we can continue on. I forgot this part exists. There is a better time to do this, but because this is a newer game that I'm still trying to do quickly, I have decided to just get those as early as possible, because the sooner I get them, the better I'll be able to get through the quest. I do believe another one will also contain a piece of heart. Not sure if it's that one or a different one, but I know one of them does contain one. And there's our first miss of the fatal blow. If you're too close to the side, you might block off of something and actually do other stuff. Otherwise, the fatal blow will basically land every time. There's one other time it could potentially land, where a certain somebody, if you try and land on it too early, he'll actually get up. Okay, I need to equip my shield for this. We don't have to worry as much about these enemies now. We have a very, very powerful shield. And the way we have to do this, we have to hold our sword up. And now allow us to do a new thing called carving. Essentially, this allows us to... Oh, jeez. Terrible. That will not work. Now, I do already know the solution. It's not actually that hard. It's literally 3 circles. It's nothing really. But the problem is, like all of the other parts, this is also a motion controls. And if you press Y by accident, like you saw me do there, then the motion controls will fail. The idea is pretty straightforward, though. If you draw a circle, it's not really that bad, and this is, I think, the only time you have to do it. Then the gate opens. Now, until then, the gate won't actually respond to anything, nor will Skyward Striking will do anything. You need to already be in this cutscene for it to work. Yoshi, you should be aware that I calculated the 80% probability that a sacred flame lies beyond this lake. Good to know. Good to know, fine. Can dive down here, which triggers a cute animation link diving down into the lake, which will lead us to a completely new zone of Farron, or Farronwoods. Farron, I'm just gonna say Farron from now on, but it's known as Pharaoh's but the fame is known as Pharaoh Courage, so it's also kind of awkward. Anyways, we're into Lake Foria, the first of the individual hidden side areas. Try as we might, there is no chest sitting in the first area, so we have to begin by basically just following this loop. And after we swing a couple times, we'll arrive in the actual lake itself. We'll meet another friend. Heck, another human. Okay, okay, I'll just have to avoid eye contact, back away slowly. Alright, so this guy will start running away from us. If we want our effect thing back, we have to chase him down, but this is a new area. We also have to be aware that there will be some chests and more bird statues on the way. So we're checking to make sure. Hit Folly Pest. If you don't move on, I'll be forced to tell His Excellence the Water Dragon about your little incursion. I like how he doesn't know that we are the hero. Huh, didn't see that coming, did you? Yep, there's no way we're going to be able to find you. So what, are you gonna cry? No, we'll just do that. Ah, how is that even possible? I've never seen a human pull off a spin like that. Wait, that's a water giant tail. Does that mean you're the missionary of the goddess like the water giant say? Hey, I got an idea. Maybe you can help her, Excellency. Yes. What's wrong? About that, it happened really recently. This weirdo came in here with a gang of monsters and went right after her Excellence. That would probably be Giriam. My lady, the water giant, is a fierce fighter, and boy did she gobble up most of the monsters in the first few sentences. The thing is, there were just so many of them. While she was distracted, the weirdo leading all those creatures managed to wound her. She's healing up now, but so we don't have enough special water for her to make a full recovery. So could you please take her Excellence and see if you can help her out? I'll even take you to her. Follow me. So now we can actually go through multiple stuff here. If we bonk into anything, we won't take any damage, nor will we really take anything else. Oh, that's weird. I was setting to meet up with my friend here, and the path is splattered with a huge pillar. Lovely. Now what do we do? If you spin, you can actually defeat these guys, and this is going to be how we actually break that thing. Now a bird statue, we need another save point. Actually, this one only blue, so it won't actually trigger anything. So first we'll hit this to destroy the actual proper boulder. This gets us to the next area, which reveals more secrets. Oh, now that's easy to deal. Her Exodus is just up ahead, over this way. Now each time you reveal one of the side areas, you can reveal treasure like this or some other stuff. In this case, we got 2 more red rupees, similar to our previous one. For the next treasure, we have to go to this spot and hit him here. This one just reveals some hearts, which we're only gonna pick up one because we don't care. Oh, jeez, that's the worst. When they... This is one of the trickier parts, trying to hit this thing in the middle, because they tend to explode together for some reason. Now, if you just run into them normally, they will always damage you. If you do it this way, then you will resist the effect slightly, which is good. Okay, we have a silver rupee here. So, not a bad idea to destroy this, by any means. Did take a little damage, but there's lots of healing later anyway. Oh. Nice, and we can just jump over this. Oh, perfect jump. I call you amazing, but I think we both know it was the water scale that made that little stunt possible. Alright, here's the actual trigger. This is the one bird statue we will be getting here. Now Goddess Plume. Nice. Alright. Oh, jeez, that was really quick. This area has a lot of slimes if you need any jelly blobs, but there is still a better spot yet later in the game. But anyways, this is why we were checking all the upward stuff, because as you see, we have another Goddess Cube. my goodness, when we go back, there are going to be so many Goddess chests to open. Not gonna lie. A ton of chests. Because after this first part is where we really start hammering in the Goddess cubes like crazy. But that's also going to be it. I mentioned I was getting late or so. I guess I didn't really mention that, but yeah, I think it's getting a little late, so I'm gonna end the episode. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.